It seems like no matter how much time passes, the drama between Arionne and Martell Holt never really goes away. Every few months, something happens that pulls them right back into the public eye, and this time, it's all because of a single post. Arionne went online and shared something about Martell again, and the internet immediately caught fire. It's like she hit the reset button on all the chaos that people thought had finally settled down. The moment her post went up, fans started talking, the blogs lit up, and once again, everyone had something to say about the same familiar story that refuses to end. People were shocked because not too long ago, Arionne had been talking about peace, boundaries, and being in her done era. She told her followers she was over the drama, over the pain, and ready to move on. She said she wasn't mad or bothered anymore, just done. But when she posted Martell again, it became clear that done might not mean what it used to. Because when it comes to Martell Holt, being done is never simple. The history, the emotions, the unfinished business, it all pulls her back in. And this time, she claims she was unbothered. That one word alone set off a wave of reactions, because we've all heard it before. Every time Arionne says she's unbothered, something else happens that shows the exact opposite. The post itself wasn't complicated. It was just a photo, simple, quiet, and almost innocent. But the moment Martell's face appeared on her page, it turned into an explosion. The comments were full of disbelief, judgment, and predictions about what would happen next. People were saying, "Here we go again," because they've seen the same pattern so many times. Arionne posts him, everyone reacts, she deletes the post, then goes live to say she's focusing on herself. Then weeks later, another post shows up, and the cycle starts again. It's almost predictable at this point. What's different this time is that Arionne seems to be leaning into it, smiling, posting quotes about peace, and acting like nothing can touch her. But fans are not convinced. They're asking the hard questions. How can you claim to be protecting your peace when you keep inviting the same chaos back into your life? Because Martell Holt isn't just a name in her past, he's a constant storm in her present. Every time she lets him back in, that storm returns. The comments, the arguments, the judgment, it's all the same. And yet, she keeps opening the door. Some fans believe she's trying to prove something, maybe to herself, maybe to Martell, or maybe to everyone watching. They think she wants to show that she's still in his life, still important, and still unshaken by the criticism. But others see it differently. They think she's struggling to let go of the one person who caused her the most pain. Now, what really got people talking this time wasn't just the post. It was what came after. Alongside the photo, Arionne shared a quote that said, "I'm protecting my peace at all costs." It sounded strong, it sounded positive, but it also sounded contradictory. Because how can you protect your peace when the source of your pain keeps coming back into the picture? That's what fans kept asking. They've watched her say she's done before. They've seen her promise to focus on herself. But every time she seems to be moving forward, something pulls her right back into Martell's orbit. And this time, the situation feels even more complicated because people are claiming that Martell might be back around for more than just emotional reasons. The rumors started spreading fast. According to some fans, Martell and Sherry Whitfield's relationship might have cooled off, and now Martell is spending more time back in Huntsville. That alone sparked new talk, because whenever things fall apart in Martell's world, he always seems to find his way back to Arionne. People joke that Martell treats Arionne like home base. When all else fails, that's where he lands. It's not necessarily love, but it's comfort. And comfort, for people like Martell, is more about control than connection. What added even more fuel to the fire was a rumor that Martell might be helping Arionne pay for nursing school. It's something she's hinted at before, and even Martell himself alluded to it in past conversations. But fans aren't buying it. They say Martell doesn't have the kind of money to be sponsoring anyone's education, especially given his recent financial troubles and business struggles. Others believe that if he is helping her, it's not out of generosity, it's because he wants to keep a hold on her life. One fan even said, if Martell's paying her tuition, that's not help, that's control. And honestly, that's believable. Because Martell has a long history of wanting control over every woman he's involved with. He did it with Melody. He's done it with Arionne. Every relationship he touches ends up being about power, who has it, who's losing it, and how he can keep it. That's why people think if he's really helping her financially, it's not because he's changed. It's because he wants to make sure she never fully breaks free. Because as long as she depends on him for something, he knows she'll never walk away completely. That's the kind of hold Martell has always tried to maintain. Then came another messy twist. People started whispering that Martell might have taken certain things from his ex and given them to Arionne. Whether it's true or not, the rumors spread quickly. And for many, it was just another reminder that nothing about this situation is healthy or peaceful. If it's true, then it's not just disrespectful, it's proof that Martell is still playing his old games, keeping both women in a cycle of emotional chaos that benefits only him. Fans are starting to say that Arionne's attachment to Martell runs deeper than just love or habit. They believe she's still holding on to the hope that one day, he'll choose her publicly. Give her the title she's been waiting for, and finally make her feel validated. But that dream is built on a cracked foundation. You can't build peace on top of pain, and you can't build trust on top of betrayal. Every time Arionne posts him, people see it as a cry for connection, a signal that she still believes something can be salvaged. But the reality is, it's the same cycle replaying over and over. Now, during a recent live, fans pointed out something interesting. They said that Arionne's post didn't seem random. Some think she wanted to remind everyone that she's still part of Martell's life, that no matter what happens, she's not out of the picture. And when people in her comments joked that some woman must have sent Martell back home, it hit hard, because that's what it looks like every time. When things go wrong elsewhere, Martell always finds comfort with Arionne. It's like clockwork. And the moment he shows up again, she starts smiling, posting, and saying she's unbothered. But deep down, everyone knows what's really going on. She's caught between love, pride, and denial. The nursing school storyline only adds to that complexity. If she truly is in school, then that's something positive, something that could change her life for the better. Education could be her way of creating a new chapter, one that doesn't involve being tied to Martell's shadow. But many people doubt that she's actually enrolled, saying it might just be something she mentioned to show that she's moving forward. Others think she's genuinely trying but struggling to balance motherhood, school, and her connection to Martell. Either way, fans want her to succeed, but they also want her to finally choose herself. Because no matter how many times she says she's unbothered, the pattern speaks louder than the words. Every post, every live, every deleted photo tells the same story: a woman who wants to move on but can't quite let go. And the more she tries to convince everyone she's fine, the more it seems like she's fighting an internal battle she can't win as long as Martell is around. If we look at Martell's pattern, it's painfully clear too. Whenever life gets hard for him, whether it's legal drama, business failures, or tension with other women, he runs back to Arionne. She's his comfort zone. But the truth is, comfort zones can be dangerous, especially when they keep you from growing. Martell doesn't go back to her out of love. He goes back because she's the one place he can still feel powerful, admired, and in control. She lets him play the role of the man he pretends to be, even when he's losing everywhere else. Being someone's safe place sounds nice in theory, but it means nothing if that person doesn't bring you peace. And that's what fans keep pointing out. Arionne keeps mistaking familiarity for love. She confuses comfort with connection. Martell doesn't show her the kind of respect or loyalty that a real partner should. He just shows up when it's convenient. And every time he does, she lets him back in. It's heartbreaking because you can see how deep the emotional hold runs. But then again, some fans think Arionne knows exactly what she's doing. They believe she's not as naive as she appears. Because every time she posts him, her engagement goes up. Her name trends. Her followers start talking. The blogs pick it up. Suddenly, she's back in the spotlight. So maybe this isn't just about love or heartbreak, maybe it's strategy. Maybe she's learned that her connection to Martell is her most powerful currency in the public eye. If she posts him, she becomes relevant again. If she deletes him, people start asking questions. Either way, she stays part of the conversation. So when she calls herself unbothered, maybe what she really means is that she's accepted the role she plays in this ongoing drama. Now, let's not forget how this all connects back to the bigger picture. Martell Holt's name has been tied to chaos for years, from his broken marriage with Melody Sherry to his complicated ties with Arionne. Every woman who gets close to him ends up in the middle of a storm. Melody learned that the hard way, but she found a way to rise above it. She focused on her brand, her kids, and her growth. She built something real out of her pain. Arionne, on the other hand, seems stuck in the same chapter. She says she wants peace, but peace doesn't come from repeating the same cycles that broke you before. It comes from walking away, even when it hurts. Fans have even noticed that Arionne tries to mirror Melody's language sometimes, talking about peace, elevation, and self-focus. But then she turns around and posts Martell again. It's like she wants to embody that same energy but can't detach herself from the very person who keeps her from it. And that's where people start feeling sorry for her. Because deep down, they can see that she's trapped between wanting better and being addicted to the chaos that comes with him. The most interesting part is how Martell treats her publicly. He's never given her the respect or acknowledgement that comes with being a real partner. Over the years, he's called her my girl, the mother of my child, or just used vague terms to reference her. But he's never claimed her with pride. He's never stood beside her as a man should with his partner. And that's because he knows what that would mean. If he were to claim her fully, it would confirm everything people have said about him, that he destroyed a family for someone he doesn't even respect enough to honor publicly. His ego won't allow that, and his image obsession won't either. That's why he keeps her minimized. He gives her just enough to keep her there, but never enough to give her stability. And the sad part is, she accepts it. Because for Arionne, having a piece of him seems better than having nothing at all. But in reality, she deserves more than crumbs from a man who's proven time and time again that he can't offer real love. And let's be honest, Martell's story hasn't changed much. He's still struggling in business, still dealing with his reputation, and still trying to act like he's in control. Meanwhile, Melody has turned every ounce of pain into power. She's thriving, winning, and inspiring people while he's stuck reliving the same mistakes. The contrast between them is so clear that fans can't help but bring Melody's name into the conversation every time Arionne resurfaces. Because one woman chose healing, and the other keeps choosing the hurt. That's what makes this latest post from Arionne so symbolic. It's not just another picture. It's a mirror showing that she's still standing in the same place while the world around her keeps moving forward. The fans see it. They comment, they debate, and they hope not just for drama, but for her to finally wake up. Because whether people love her or criticize her, most can agree on one thing: she deserves to find peace, but she won't find it as long as she keeps chasing it through Martell Holt. What's sad is that Arionne still seems to believe that posting him makes her powerful, like it proves that she's still part of his life. But the truth is, every post only reminds the world that she's still waiting for something that may never come. And the more she tries to prove she's unbothered, the more it looks like she's still bothered deep down. Because real peace doesn't need proof. It doesn't need a post. It just is. As time goes on, fans will keep watching, and Arionne will keep being part of the conversation, not because she's unbothered, but because she keeps reopening old wounds in public. Maybe she thinks she's showing strength, but what she's really showing is how deep the scars still run. The question now is whether she'll ever break free from this pattern, or if this is just the life she's chosen to live, a life where drama keeps her relevant and attention feels like love. Either way, one thing is clear: every time Arionne posts Martell Holt, the world stops to watch. And until she learns to close that chapter for good, the cycle will never end.